No fancy intro this week, not like last week's video. That thing took bloody ages. No fancy intros for you this week. No. Hello and welcome to Big Foodie Geek. I hope you're well. This week I decided I wanted to just go back to a nice simple recipe video. Nothing too fancy, no making like grilled rothe ribs or trying to recreate the Big Mac or anything like that. I just want to go back to my basics and go and do a nice recipe video where hopefully I make something nice that you too can make nice at home or make at home nicely. Either way, I hope it will be nice. So this week I want to make a cappuccino cake because this is something that I first made a few weeks ago and it was really nice, and I've made a few tweaks since then which will hopefully make it better, and I wanted to share it with you today. So let's go off and make a cappuccino cake. Let's go. So my main goal of this recipe was to try and make it as simple as possible and as easy to remember as possible. So that's why I've gone for quantities that are just quick and easy to remember, pretty much equal quantities of everything. So first we're going in with 250 grams of soft butter. Honestly, this might be too soft, but we're gonna roll with it. Then 250 grams of caster sugar. And we're just gonna beat that together until it's nice and light and creamy and fluffy. There you go, you can see that is much lighter in colour and looking nice and fluffy and creamy. And then we're going to go in with 5 eggs. That's pretty much 1 egg per 50 grams of the ingredients in here. Easy to remember. And these are going to go in one at a time. So after each egg, just beat it in. Egg number 2. And so on. There we go, those are all looking nice and creamy together. Just get around those edges, making sure we've got everything. Then into here, I'm going in with 250 grams worth of self-raising flour. So you're noticing 250 grams of everything. We're also going in with 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And to give it that real hit of cappuccino, I'm going in with a couple of cappuccino sachets. You can get these from pretty much anywhere, any supermarket, many brands. I have gone for a brand by a company owned by Ken, apparently. These are the ones that just where you add in hot water and you've got a cappuccino ready to go. Because if you're making a cappuccino cake, why not use the flavour that's packed into these already? And then I'm just going to fold that through my wet mixture, make it all well combined together. And when you're happy that's all combined together, we just want to loosen it up a bit, and I'm going to do that with a tablespoon of milk, about a teaspoon's worth of vanilla extract, and I really like to use this stuff. It is Camp Chicory and Coffee Essence. It is fantastic in cakes where you want to make a coffee flavour. I use this in my coffee and walnut cake, which there's also a recipe for on the channel, and it is fantastic if I do say so myself. The chicory and coffee in this just kind of gives it that extra level, but if you don't get hold of this, then you can obviously use coffee. So a tablespoon of this as well. And also a teaspoon of salt, because I nearly forgot. And just fold that all together. It will loosen the mixture up and get that lovely flavour into it. And when that's all combined together, we want to get this into our baking tins. So I've got 2 8-inch baking tins here, both greased and lined with parchment paper. And I'm just going to divide my mixture as evenly between these as I possibly can. Ooh, it looks appealing like that, doesn't it? It doesn't look like a at all. Let's even this out into the tin. And with our cake mixture evenly divided between those, these are going to go into the oven at 180 degrees C for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 25 minutes. Let's get these out of here. You can see those have risen up quite nicely. So those can cool down in the tin for a couple of minutes, and then I'll turn them out onto a couple of wire racks and let them cool completely. Then we can work on the filling and the topping. So these have cooled down nicely on our wire rack, but before we do our filling and our topping for it, I just want to trim one of these up so it's nice and even, so these will sandwich together nicely, because these are both domed at the moment, so they won't really sit right. So we're going to trim one off. I'll probably go for this one. This can be the top, this can be the bottom. Right, to trim and level your cake, you could either use a knife, but if you're a bit worried about getting it even, if you're worried about not cutting it straight, you can also get tools to allow you to cut these a bit more evenly, like this one. This is what I'm going to use today. So all you do is it's basically a bit of wire that you can then drag across this fairly evenly. So I've got this on the setting that I think will be the right size for this. Just take your time, no need to rush. And then we can just take that away. That has pretty much leveled that off. I might just trim that bit off there. There we go, that is now leveled off. That can be the base of our cake. For the cappuccino cake filling and topping, it really couldn't be much simpler. We're going in with 600 millilitres of double cream, or heavy cream if you're in the US. Then we'll whisk that up until it starts to get firm. Right, you can see that's on the cusp of getting quite stiff and firm. So that's where we want it for the moment, because we're going to add in some flavouring and something just to lift this up a little bit. So we're going to sweeten this up with 100 grams of icing sugar. Just sift that in, get out any of the lumps. Tiny splash of vanilla extract and about a tablespoon again of the camp coffee essence, or coffee if you haven't got this. And then we can just finish this off with a whisk and bring it to a nice firmer consistency. There we go, that's that consistency that I'm happy will hold on top of our cake and in our cake, nice and stiff. Just get any around the edges, just make sure we haven't missed anything. There we go, that is looking very, very nice. So we can get this in and on our cappuccino cake. So here's our base. Let's get a good couple of dollops of our cream on here and just spread that out. Not all the way to the edges, because when you press down with the top, it is going to press down some of that filling. And then let's take the top layer of our cake, then we can press that down, help some of that filling out to the edges. And then we'll just do the same again and get some of that cream on the top and spread that out over the top, nice and thick, like the head of a cappuccino. Then when you're happy with the distribution of your cream topping, we're just going to finish it off with a dusting of cocoa powder to give it that cappuccino finish. There is our finished cappuccino cake. Honestly, I'm a little bit annoyed at this big blotch of cocoa powder at the end. It just kind of came down, kind of ruined the effect. But overall, not bad, not bad. I have decorated cakes better in the past, but with this one, it's all about the flavour, and the flavour is going to be fantastic. So let's get a slice out of it. Not going to skimp on the slice either, because I've been looking forward to this. Oh yeah, that goes through very nicely. And let us lift out that slice. Oh yes, oh yes. Look at that, baby. Now that is a slice of cake. Oh boy, and look at that, that is a cross section. Hello, no more standing on ceremony. Let's give this a try. Let's have one more look at that cross section. That is a cross section and a half, that is. I did not skimp on that filling because that filling is going to taste banging, and I'm about to prove it to you now by giving it a taste. Let's tuck into this cappuccino cake. Oh, look at it squidging out there. Oh, this is going to be messy. Who cares? Cheers. Oh, wow. I absolutely adore coffee cakes. They are my favourite kind of cake. And this one, so good. It just makes me talk with my mouth full because I just don't care about anything else when I'm eating it. Coffee cakes are amazing. And this one is really simple. You saw it was really simple. It just tastes so good. The cream topping and filling is actually really light. You maybe wouldn't expect it to be, because obviously it's cream, it's dense, it's rich, but we've sweetened it up a little bit with the icing sugar. And when you get that bitter camp coffee essence in it, that actually just changes it, and you get that overall cappuccino flavour. You get the milkiness, the creaminess, but you also get the coffee hit as well. Sweetness, it's all there. I had to put that down because otherwise I'm just going to stand here eating it and I won't be able to do the outro. But that is my recipe for a cappuccino cake. You saw it is well easy quantities to remember, nice and simple. Filling and the topping is simple as well. Just double cream and then with a few extra things just to lift it up. It is a really, really simple cake, but it is so good. So that is it, a simpler video this week, going back to the recipe roots. I really hope you enjoyed it. It is a nice simple one. If you give it a try, let me know. And if you did enjoy this video, then obviously like the video, subscribe to the channel, notification bell to find out when new videos go up. And I will see you next time on Big Foodie Geek. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Okay, that's enough of that. God, I love grabbing thumbnails.